Well, on the eve of Thanksgiving Day parades all over the country, cities are taking precautions against a continuing threat of terror attacks. Of course, it's of particular concern here in New York. It's less than a month now after the city's worst terror attack since 9/11. For more, Joseph Giacalone, a retired NYPD sergeant. So, Sergeant, New York is in a unique position because of that awful, deadly terror attack a couple of weeks ago. And then, of course, ISIS has put on their website a notice that the Thanksgiving Day parade here, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade, would be a perfect target. So how are we preparing in New York for it? Maybe as a lesson to those outside of New York.
How are you? Yes, I mean, New York City actually has to worry about three different threats, right? We saw what happened on the West Side Highway with a vehicle-borne device that's being used. Then we have the Las Vegas type of incident, too, where we have to be careful with all the hotel rooms and buildings that surround that area. So we're going to see counter snipers out there. You're going to see presidential type security. And then you have to worry about the explosives, like the pressure cooker bombs that the guy Ramahani set off. So, I mean, this is something where this kind of planning keeps up the chiefs at night, but I believe they're prepared for it. They're going to have a lot of cops. They're going to see those huge trucks out there with the cement right in it and the sand and what have you to prevent those vehicle devices. And like I said, you're going to see a lot of security. There'll be plainclothes officers, canines, and they're not letting you bring in stuff like New Year's Eve. They're not going to have backpacks. They're going to be searched, all those different things. So security's going to be tight, but the NYPD is up for the task.
Now, since the terror attack, we've gone through a marathon, and that was a big event. But this is 3 million people. They're expecting 3 million people along the parade route. But we did see when the marathon was there, I live very close to where the marathon is run, and they do block off all of the side streets with these big cement trucks or sometimes they're dump trucks, whatever. That's a big help. That really quadrants off a particular area.
Yes, I mean, those garbage trucks out there are going to, you're not going to be able to knock one of those things over. That's the plan there. You might even see spike strips out there on certain locations where there's going to be, cars that could possibly enter the location. I think you're going to have a very difficult time if you live in the city to try to get around. So your best bet is either take the subway or walk, because I think vehicle traffic is going to be shut down everywhere. It's going to be like gridlock ×2.
Now, Sergeant, as much as we might worry and some people complain about things here, I think it's worse overseas in places like Belgium, for example, and Germany. We now have these international travel warnings in certain countries overseas, including a lot of Europe. Would you advise against going overseas during the holidays?
Well, right now I would be very cautious, yes. I mean, I know people have family, they're going to travel right now. But, we have the big oceans to protect us, so to speak. And we have, unfortunately, a lot of these guys are right on their doorstep. And we don't have that here yet. This is a problem that we're trying to, avoid. But, yes, you have to be very careful when you're traveling overseas now. And this is for any of the countries that you would normally not think twice of going to. And
finally, this is something that's been a conflict here, a social conflict here, which is all of the organizations and the protesters against what they see as police violence. Some people say it has caused police all over the nation to pull back a little bit because they're worried about a lawsuit or something worse happening to them. Does that conflict with our ability to really protect the public?
Not necessarily in this aspect of it, because of the fact that, their lives are on the line at this point, too. They have to be mindful of these truck attacks and the like. So, ordinary police work, I think, is suffering. But at events like this, I think is going to be top-notch security.